Hey everyone, happy Monday to you. I hope you're doing well today. I hope you had a great weekend, a great training weekend. I had a question came in and it's striking true to my heart right now because Karen and I got a new puppy about a couple days ago. And so we're going through something very similar as to what this viewer's question pertains to. She wrote in, she said, Bryan, I've got a 9-week-old puppy. And every time I'm trying to do crate training with him, and I put him in his crate, but anytime he's been in there for an extended period of time, especially overnight, he goes berserk when I let him out. He's whining and jumping and crying, and he's just going all around me, and it's starting to make me feel bad. I'm wondering, is he just super stressed out being in that crate? Should I abandon the crate, maybe just bring him into my bedroom, maybe let him sleep with me? What should I do? Why is this going on? Make me feel better. Okay, well, I'm not going to solve your problem right off the bat because, again, I'm going through the exact same thing as Karen and I are with our new puppy. But there's a lot more at play here than just stress. I've talked about crate training before, and I talked about one of the major issues is isolation. Isolation. And again, I always talk about biologically prepared learning, meaning your dog was born from a genetic standpoint to learn some things much faster than other things, to pay more attention to certain things in its environment more so than other things. And one of those is the fact that I'm alone. And if I'm alone, well, there's other things out there other than my parents and the animals that can protect me, and therefore there are animals that can actually eat me. They are going to be a little bit stressed out in the beginning. That's going to happen. It just does happen. So I want to kind of show you a video here in just a second about what the other thing that's occurring. When puppies are left alone, wolf cubs get used to that, especially the very first year wolf cubs. The pack, it's a mating pair, they have their first litter, and there's no one to babysit. There's no parent care from older siblings from previous litters. There's no one to watch after them. So what do you think is going to happen? They're just going to dial up Shipt or Uber Eats or something like that and have somebody in nature just come up and provide them with food to them? No, they have to go get the groceries themselves. They have to leave their pups unattended, unprotected. It's a risk. But it's a risk, nevertheless, that has to be taken. So therefore, they leave. Well, these little wolf cubs get used to being left alone. They do. And don't always count on the fact that there's multiple wolf cubs. Many wolf cubs, by the time they either reach that age, especially ones that are further up north in the Arctic, they have smaller litters to begin with because of the limited food supply. And many times, it's just down to just one cub. One cub at that point, about 5 weeks of age, when mama has to go hunt. What happens to them? Do they freak out a little bit? You bet they do. Of course they do. But do they learn that mama actually comes back? They do learn that. Other adults actually come back. So that's step one. I kind of learned how to deal with the isolation. But number two, here's the other thing. When they come back bearing food. Food. These are hungry little animals. Your pup is hungry. Gosh, the rapid growth that's occurring at this age just consumes darn near every calorie that goes in your puppy. So after any long period, man, they're ready to eat. And hence why we feed young pups like that 3 times a day, sometimes 3 times, and a snack. You have to do that. So have your puppy for more than just a couple of days. And I guarantee you, they'll start learning a few things. One, you do come back. So this isolation is not permanent, and nothing kills me when I am isolated. Number 3 or 2, however you want to get to it. During that time, especially in the morning, once you get the puppy out of its crate, what do? You take it outside usually so I can go potty. Smart move, good move. Then what do you do next? You feed it. So there you go. A pattern is starting to emerge. And remember, I was prepared by nature to learn some things much faster than other things. Hence the frenetic energy in your pup. Let me turn around to my set here and get this thing going again because I can look over my shoulder and tell that darn thing stopped on me. Let me get it going again. And what I'm going to show you is a little bit of a grainy video, but it shows an adult wolf returning back to the cubs after an extended hunt, and watch this frenetic energy, this high energy from these pups. And I guarantee you, anyone who is dealing with a pup, especially me right now, It looks exactly like that when we let little Castell out. She's frenetic, she's frenetic, she's frenetic. And then also she wants to eat. And then once she eats, she goes, I'm much better now. All right, so let me get going. So let me hit my little button here. All right, so take a look at it. I'll stand over here, maybe get a little bit better view. I can just talk to you guys. Okay, so returning from the hunt, one of the pups is following. And next thing you know, look at it. It is a free-for-all. Everyone joins in. It is frenetic, frenetic. And this is the genetics that your pup comes from. Let's look at it again. This isn't calm. This can resemble panic if it didn't have food. Very frenetic. Using the term like the viewer used, going berserk. Absolutely, they go berserk. And why do they go berserk? Because there's food, and I want that food, and there is this competition for food. Meaning, we don't know how much food this wolf is willing to regurgitate right now. We don't know. It's very hard to tell from the film. But I guarantee you this much, they're not going to regurgitate right off the bat enough food to make all of those. And by the way, those little wolf cubs in that video there are 11 weeks old. So just a couple weeks older than the viewer's puppy and 1 week older than our puppy. There's no way that animal is going to come back with enough food and regurgitate enough food to give them all that they need to a point that they feel satiated to a degree, to where meat drunkenness starts to take over and makes the animal collapse, because it's not good to be running around with a big old gut full of food. That's not going to happen. This is going to be repeated over and over again every time someone comes back to the camp. It's also a reason why they jump, as you'll see here. Look at the face, around the face. Again, let's watch it again. This is a really fast video. All around the face, but let's watch it from the very beginning, because here it comes. Okay, look at it, jumping, licking. It's why your pups jump on you. I've talked about this before. They wouldn't have to jump if you crawl like Mama there. You walked on all fours. You crawled on all fours, did a commando crawl into your household. They wouldn't need to jump. They're right there at your face. They just start licking your face. But our little puppy right now is trying to jump, and you can see her mouth. She's trying to lick. She's trying to lick. And I just bent all the way over and got down just to see, again, to reaffirm, are those wolf instincts in there? And guess what? Boom, right here in my face. She's licking all over my face as I'm trying to crawl across the ground. Guys, it's still there. No matter who keeps telling you that they're so far removed from wolves that this instinct is not in there, they're absolutely wrong. They are completely and utterly wrong, and they should be quiet and quit passing out that kind of bad, erroneous advice. They're still in there. So this is why your puppy's so frenetic. It's governed by the law of limited resources. It has no clue that you're going to feed it for the rest of its life. Every time you feed it, that could be the very last meal. Hence this frenetic energy. But here's what will happen over time. So here's what do you do about it for right now? Deal with it. Just deal with it. Just make it happen. Just do like us. I get my puppy out. She's frenetic. Oh my gosh. I take her outside. She finally settles down long enough to go potty. Once she goes potty, I bring her inside. If I already have her food already prepared, I put the food down on the ground. She eats immediately, and great. And so many people worry that, well, Bryan, are you just not teaching the dog that when you let it out of the crate, I'm going to get fed immediately? Yes, I am teaching that to my dog, because that's exactly what's going to happen. I don't have any other choice. I'm going to feed this young pup now. But over a period of time, I can start to incorporate some little governors on that, some little stop action on that. Meaning, this morning, while I fed Castell, our 10-week-old puppy, while I'm feeding her, what is Captain doing? He's laying over there on his bed. Kid you not, he's like this. Barely awake. Why? It's not the time for me to eat. We don't eat now. He's recognized a pattern on when he eats. And the other two dogs we had, the little Morkies, what are they doing? Same thing. It's not time for them to eat. This is way early for them to eat. But it's also why about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Captain and the other two dogs, who are all much older, 5, almost 6 years now for Captain, and 10 years for the other dogs, they start pestering you. Why? It's time to eat. They would do that regardless of what this puppy's doing. But eventually the puppy will fall into the same rhythm as them. I will be able to incorporate behaviors like stay, be quiet while you're over there. I will prepare your food, and when I'm ready for you to eat it, you can come eat it. But man, I've got some great teachers in my household called Captain and the other dogs, and she's already picking up. I will tell you right now, this was night number 3 last night, and already her energy level when she comes out of that kennel is not as frenetic. Now, if it's at 100 miles an hour the first couple nights, today is only at 90. And I know that's still a lot, but it's dropping. Why? Because patterns are presenting themselves. They do come back. Nothing kills me. We do get to eat. And when I get to eat, it seems like a pretty good amount. Patterns are emerging. And once you have that, you have predictive information. When you have predictive information, you have some control. And I kid you, I say this in probably every other video, how important it is. So my best advice for you right now, I'm not going to hand you any fancy training tips right now because there are none. This is just life. This is the rhythm of life living with a human being. Animals fall into the rhythm of that life no different than if you were born out in the wild and your mama had to go hunt and go get groceries. You would fall into that rhythm of life. You were given the biology to overcome any stressors that you incur during that time period. You were given biologically prepared learning. You're given phenoplasticity, the ability to discern things that stand out, that have survival value to them above all other things. You will figure it out, young pup. You will. Long as mama holds true, holds strong, gets it through, soon your pup will go in that crate on its own accord. It will lie down and be quiet. When it comes out, it may be excited because, man, I'm hungry. I get excited come dinner time. Trust me, after a long day, I'm a poor eater when it comes to eating lunch. So I'm hungry when it comes to dinner time. I start getting a little bit excited, a little agitated around the kitchen there, trying to cook. And if anyone saw the video, it was yesterday of Castell, I posted a picture. She got my apron. Yeah, I'm gonna admit it. I wear an apron when I cook because why I'm sloppy. I'm a sloppy chef. I have more food usually on me than what's on the darn table by the time I get done. So that being said, we can all relate to it, but I am going to get to eat and I will have enough food. I just wish our pup and your pup and everyone's pup realized that, hey, see that big old container of food over there? That thing is not going to run out anytime soon. So relax, chill out. And Captain over here and Dave and Poe over here and me certainly, I'm not going to fight you over your food. Relax, just chill out. It'll all be good. But it's not going to happen. She dives in that food as though it's my last meal. And even Captain, who was about 3 feet away just yesterday, a piece of kibble bounced over there near him because she's sloppy, it goes everywhere. And she walked over to get it. And Captain kind of leaned in, and all of a sudden, yeah, 10 weeks old, back off, my food. Ownership zone set around that food. So guys, that's what happens. So just be prepared. Know what's going to happen if you haven't got your puppy yet. If you have your puppy, just deal with it. They will fall into the rhythm of life. They will certainly make that adjustment. They certainly will. I don't know of any puppies who have not made that adjustment, especially when you got them around 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, somewhere in there. They will make the adjustment. So relax, ride that storm. And in a couple of weeks when your dog's a little bit older, I'll talk to you about a few things that you can start to incorporate to make that feeding time a little less frenetic and also to calm the puppy down, because you're going to present more patterns, more predictive information, exerting more control, allowing them to have more control. And when we do all of that, we're all going to feel a whole lot better about it. But yeah, is there some stress while they're in that crate? No doubt. Absolutely no doubt. But will they overcome that stress? Absolutely. Is that healthy stress? You bet. Only later on in life, when they're much, much older, can you deal with things like entrapment phobias and so on and so forth. But those won't reveal themselves until much later. In the meantime, you got to think about this. That is by far the minority of puppies. It is not the majority. So you need to carry on as though you're in the majority column, not in the minority column when it comes to puppies and their conditions. Carry on, carry on, carry on. I'm doing the same thing. There's no guarantees. I don't know what I'm going to end up with a year and a half from now with this particular puppy. All I know is what I have right now, right in front of me, right at this moment. And I'm going to take what I have right this moment, and I'm going to try and be as natural and replicate nature's rhythm as best I can. And I definitely recommend that you do the same thing. Okay, so hang in there. We'll all hang in there. We can just create a support club or whatever it takes. We're all hanging in there. It's been a long time since Karen and I've had a puppy. And man, I tell you what, time sure does heal things. It makes you think, man, it's not a big deal. It's a big deal. So again, we're stressed too. You're a little stressed, but we're all going to get over it. Okay, guys, take care. I'll check in with you again tomorrow. I got more questions to answer. And if you got any questions yourself, make sure you send them in to me. Send them on in to me. I'll get to answer these questions as best I can. But relax. You'll do fine. Take care.